Thank you guys so much for joining our webinar tonight. I am Jasenia and I am representing Surrogate First. Today, we're going to be discussing surrogacy risks. We have a very special guest with us that I'll introduce in just a moment, but we just want to talk to everybody and let you know that this webinar will be recorded. We will be taking question and answers at the end of the webinar, so feel free to write us questions in the chat box. We will answer those at the end, and we're just going to go through a few items before we get started. A few things on why you should choose Surrogate First. We have many great programs here at our agency. We have Build Your Own Compensation, where you can choose whatever compensation feels right for you and your surrogacy journey. We have amazing health and wellness programs. We have such a supportive community we have a Facebook group with like over 200 members of previous surrogates that are just here to support you on your journey. We have a Surrogate Plus program, which is really amazing. And then we also have experienced GC care coordinators, I'm sorry. So we have all of our staff here at Surrogate First are previous intended parents or previous surrogates. So that's something really special about us. And so I just want to introduce you to our special guest here, Darlene Areola. You guys might have heard about her in the news previously. So Darlene is from Southern California, and she is a mother of two, I believe. Is that correct, Darlene?
No, I actually have four daughters.
Oh my God, you have four daughters. I don't know why. I thought you only had two. That's amazing. Yeah, so Darlene is from Southern California and she is a mom to four. Oh my gosh. Well, just a little background about her is she previously started her surrogacy journey. She really wanted to have an impact on another couple's life. And unfortunately, her journey did take a turn for the worse, and we'll go into a little bit about that. Um, so Darlene, I really would love to know, like, what brought you to surrogacy? How did you learn about surrogacy? Or like, why did you want to become a surrogate?
Well, I had never thought about it before, to be honest with you, but the agency that I worked with, they became regulars where I worked. So that's where I heard from surrogacy. One of my colleagues had already done a surrogacy with them. So I thought it was something that was like just awesome. Like um, I, I, I've always worked like two jobs. So living here is not like super cheap. So it's not enough for like one income and I wasn't struggling by all means like at all, but I saw my friend was just like saw it as an opportunity for me as for like to have an extra saved up for me to be able to take a vacation and actually be able to spend time with my family because I was working 7 shifts a week. I was only getting one day off. So to her it was like helping my family. Like,
Right.
hey, this is an opportunity for you to help a family and to help your own family.
Yes.
So that was like, oh, I was like, yeah, like I would love to do this. I love my girls, so I can't even imagine, what it would be like to not be able to experience the joy of being a parent. So being able to do that for someone, like it's like the best reward, like that. I mean, feeling of just like, wow, I did this.
Oh my God, I feel the same exact way. Like having my children definitely did inspire me to become a surrogate, and imagining a world without our children is just like it's unthinkable. It's unthinkable for us. So I guess I really want to start off like with your surrogacy journey. Can you talk to us a little bit about your surrogacy journey and maybe like when you thought maybe something was going wrong or when you felt or seen any red flags?
Well, I mean, everything started off like smoothly. It went by super fast. Like I didn't have trouble at all with initiating and signing the agreement and just IVF, getting pregnant, all of that was just like super fast. But when it came down to my payments, it's like I didn't get the 2000 initiation that they gave you. What is it called?
Sign on.
Sorry. Yes. So I was supposed to get like a $2,000 sign up bonus. And I didn't get it.
Right.
But I mean, I thought like, oh, maybe it's part of like my package later on. So I didn't think anything of it. And then my payments were coming in late. So my agreement said I would receive them by the first, but the agency said give us a week to get you paid.
Right.
But it wasn't a week. It was like I was getting paid by the 15th of the month or after. And
Oh,
then my payments like just stopped.
oh my goodness. That is crazy. And as you are, like, I feel like surrogates are some of the most beautiful people, and we're some of the most understanding, some of the most optimistic people. So I can see how you could remain optimistic, just like, oh, it's gonna work out. This is not a big deal. They gave me some payments already.
Mhm.
And especially going into surrogacy, it's a whole brand new territory for us, especially as being first timers. I think even in my experience of being a first time surrogate, I learned so much through the process. Um, but so you were a surrogate and you carried twins, correctly?
I did.
Did when you first became a surrogate, did you ever think about a single embryo transfer versus a double embryo transfer, or did you know anything about that when first signing up for the process?
Well, no, initially when I filled out, I got the eyepiece profile and it said, for like if it's both embryos, like they would reduce to one. So
Right.
that's what I initially saw on the profile. So when I logged on to meet the parents and then we went over that and I asked, so if both embryos like attach, like are we just keeping one? And the agency owner was like, no, 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 no. Of course we want both of them. We definitely want to keep both. So that to me was just like, oh, like my husband was there with me when we did the whole meeting, but I was just kind of like, at that point, I already knew the parents' story. I had already talked to them about what they had been through. I had already like known their background and where they came from. So at that point, I was just like my heart was like for them and I was just like I fell in love with them and their story and I was just like, "Oh my gosh, like I really want to help you."
Mm,
And so when I like but that wasn't what it was in the profile.
right. Yeah, I feel like I learned this throughout my journey as well, that carrying twins can be dangerous. Um, for me personally, I was not comfortable carrying twins because I just felt like, number one, it's going to be more high risk to me and the babies. Number two, it's going to be an harder pregnancy than what I've been used to. And number three, I would say is the risk of having a C-section was something that I was very terrified of. So that was one reason why I personally wasn't comfortable with carrying twins, as well as selective reduction, as you just talked about. Um, so were you afraid of carrying twins, or where did you stand with that?
I'm very tiny.
Yes.
So I, as it is, like with my prior pregnancies, I'm like very small. Like I'm like the most I weigh is like 131. And
Right.
even with the twins, that was my delivery weight. So to me, it was just scary of like I initially get sick as it is with all my pregnancies, like the nausea, the vomiting, but it's not something that I can't like not be able to take. Like I'm able to work regularly. I'm able to get things done. Yeah, it's a little harder because of the nausea, the vomiting, the constant like, but I'm still able to somewhat function.
Right, right,
So I was adding twice of that.
right. So I guess I would like to talk about a little bit of you experience a few of these risks,
Mhm.
such as legal risks, medical risks. There are so many risks when it comes to surrogacy. I just want to touch on like a little bit of the medical risks for a second. When you become a surrogate, it is definitely recommended that you are finished completing your family first before starting a surrogacy journey. And I'm just saying this out to the audience. Some of these risks can include, since a surrogacy pregnancy is an IVF pregnancy, some of these risks can be like having the baby early. Sometimes it's having a C-section, sometimes some more severe risks, preeclampsia, having the babies too early. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by my dog a little bit. I'm just trying to think.